episode 6.
Yes.
We got 444Tatii.
Yes.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
You're an up and coming artist manager.
Mm-hmm.
How did you get into that?
I always had an interest in music,
Right.
but I really like the business side of things. So like back in high school, I was like, I want to do artist management, blah, blah, blah. I was looking at all these different colleges. But then one day, I want to say like 2018, 2019, I worked in New York at this music festival as a production assistant,
Right.
where I met the owner of the event that was happening. And he was like, I believe in you. You're going to run this show. And I said, okay. And then he was like, you know what? I'm going to put you on even more, and you're going to be into management. And I was like, okay, I always wanted to do it. So let's just
Someone believing in you at that point.
At that point.
Did you believe in yourself?
I was trying to like feel it out a little bit.
Right.
Just because my friends, like, they all do music. So I was always like helping them out with certain things and like saying, no, I don't really like this. Like, say it like this. So I don't know. I feel like I was dipping into the water a little bit then, like, believing myself.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Go time is like right now.
Yeah.
We see you working.
I'm trying.
We see you working. You got a few artists.
Yes.
What is that like? Like, why right now?
There's just so many things going on, like so many dope artists coming out in Connecticut. I personally think I have the dopest artists.
Absolutely.
I'm just saying that.
Listen, you have a few, and I like them. They're very
Yes.
dope. They're very dope.
Thank you. So I was like, let's just work. Like, everybody got goals. I have goals too. They go hand in hand. So might as well just make something shake.
What's the experience like with you being a manager? Like, why would somebody want to be managed by 444Tatii?
I think because like my Instagram really does revolve around like me posting performances that are going on, or like me posting like, oh, you need a studio session, like hit me up, I got you. Or like,
Right.
even when I was like doing a showcase directing, people just kind of gravitated towards me because I was trying to run a show, obviously, to the best extent that I could, and they just saw it and believed in me.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, so we're gonna jump around.
Yeah,
Like
let's
we
do
typically
it.
do. Like, what was it like growing up? Like, what made you identify with music?
So growing up, my childhood was it was a good childhood, honestly. I'm not gonna say anything different. It was just a different one because I'm from Darien.
Right.
My family is white. It's just all white around. There's no problem with that. But it was just like I needed to find myself, and I found myself through music.
All right. So, what were like some of the artists that you listened to that identified or shared a story where you're like, you know what, that's me?
I feel like growing up, a lot of the artists like that my mom would play for me, like, you know, like Lauryn Hill, India Arie, like just like really connected and like being like, you're a Black woman in society, like you got this. But I feel like growing up too, it was like, damn, Kalani was one of them. I really like Kalani SZA. She would be saying some stuff because she's from New Jersey and like a white town too. So like it was like I felt that, you know.
Absolutely.
So yeah.
How dope was it for mom to even knowing that you are a Black woman to, you know, push those things so that you understood like who you were?
I think honestly it's just she did such a great job. Like my mom, she was on it. Like she learned how to cornrow. Like she was on it. Like she was making sure everything like I was straight. So I really appreciate her, and like I really look up to her because I wasn't just the only foster child that she helped out. She helped out like over 70. Wow. So it's just I'm blessed, honestly, very blessed with a great family.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Thank you.
Now, what's your next step? What are your next step with managing? Like, where do you want to take it? Where do you see your artists and where are they going?
Honestly, I feel like some of my artists want to do like the more independent route. So there will be just the same amount of work that has to be put in, even if you are with a label.
Right.
Maybe just a little bit more because, you know, you have to fend and do things for yourself. So we're just trying to hit like our monthly goals right now. I know overall they just want to be up. They want to put Connecticut on the map. Like that's what we're here to do. And like actually come back to Connecticut and give back because not too many people really do that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Thank you.
That's dope. So get more into you. Who is 444Tatii? Like, what's something you want the world to know? Like, yo, when you come work with me, this is what you getting. This is the person you getting, and then we working.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like when I'm working with people, like I like to have a friendship, but also like that business side. Like, hey, like we're cool, but you got to be on your shit.
Right.
You know, like I've been called aggressive, and I took that to heart because I'm like, I'm not aggressive. I just believe in you, and we have goals that we need to meet. So let's do it. Like,
Absolutely.
what are we waiting for, you know?
Now, was it a hard transition in life when you decided to take it serious? Like, what were some of the distractions you had to cut out?
Some of the distractions that I had to cut out, honestly, because it would be like, I'll read books, like I'll watch like those YouTube videos, like explaining what managers do and how to do it and how to get into it. So cutting out like going out with my friends and stuff and just like being like, this is what I want to do. I need to do more. That was probably the only distraction I could really think of. Just like being out and about, you know?
You got, we mentioned earlier,
Yes.
you know, you got a few artists.
Yeah.
What made you gravitate to, you know, the Drew Perrier?
Yeah.
The Riz Bargella,
Yeah.
the Chastity. Like, what made you say, okay, these are who I'm gonna start up and build my name with?
So Chastity, I got put on by my mentor, Dylan. And he was just like, this is my cousin. She's dope. You're doing your thing. You're dope. Why not?
Absolutely. She is dope.
Yeah, for real. Riz, we just found each other on Instagram. He saw, that's what happens a lot. They'll see the manager title and they're just like, oh, let me go to her. Like, she got a good following. Like, she knows what she's talking about. Absolutely. It looks like it. Drew is, I've known Drew since like the college days.
Right.
And I always like really fucked with his music. Like, I always thought he was so dope. Like, just like going to college and like still making the music and stuff. So I feel like last year I just hit him up. I was like, let's just work. Like, let's just do something.
Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah. So then I met Marv at a studio session. We talked a little bit, and then I want to say a few months later, that's when we really started to like work and get our stuff done.
Right.
Yeah.
And let's talk about the artist Chastity right now. Her style.
Yeah.
How has she been able? Because she's doing it. And she's putting it out there. How has her style translated into capturing people?
I think Chastity just has the it girl like image, you know, like she dresses like a rapper. I'm like, girl, you're giving Asian doll right now, like, you know? So it's just like the way that she carries herself, the way that she supports other people, which is huge. Absolutely. Like, just mad love coming out of her. I just think it's honestly inspirational. Like, I truly like look up to her. Absolutely. Like, you know?
Now, how important, let me rephrase that, how important is the relationship between you and the artist?
I think it is very important only because communication is key. Like, if I know that you're not on your stuff the way you're supposed to, it got to be communicated. Or if you're not on your stuff, you need some help, that has to be communicated right back. Absolutely. So I make group chats. I'm like, listen, I don't have time to text all of you now because I'm trying to work with everybody else. So this is what we got to do for like the month. Like, this is what I'm looking into. So yeah. In
the male, because honestly, you're jumping in a male dominant game. How have you mentally prepared for that?
Honestly, did not mentally prepare at all. Definitely have gotten into a few things where it's like, oh, if you're too assertive, then you're deemed a bitch. Or like, oh, you look a certain way, so I'm going to talk to you a certain way. And it's like, I'm not here for any of that. I'm here for the business of it. Like, we got to keep it that. Yeah. Like, I don't have time for it.
Now, the business side of it, why was that so intriguing to you?
I really like the marketing aspect of just like everything. Like, I think social media is cool. I think it's dope that we have these platforms right now for artists to blow up, like, you know, overnight, but they have work in like the books and stuff.
Now, what's some advice that you would give to an up and coming artist right now that just some free game that you could throw out to them real quick?
I think an up-and-coming artist, and I've run into this a lot of upcoming artists hit me up and they're like, I need a manager. You don't need a manager. You need artist development. Yeah. So develop yourself as an artist. Tap into what the business really is, because you could also help yourself a lot. Like, you don't need a manager to do certain things. Like, I make sure that everybody I work with has an understanding of like what certain deals are, like what certain things you might pop up in your career, you know? Right. So just like learn the business too, like, and develop yourself for real.
Now, do you believe this journey, we're going to jump right back.
Yeah.
Do you believe this journey, how much has it helped you find yourself within it?
Damn, I just got chills. It definitely helped me find myself a lot, because I'm like a very shy and reserved person, but right when I'm in business mode, it's like, I'm just like, let's talk. Like, let's do whatever. Like, I'm down for whatever. So, I definitely am way more comfortable within myself. Still trying to find it too. Right. Because I know I can still be like that shy and reserved person, but I'm working on it, but I feel it. It's definitely.
Is your time here?
Yeah.
It's here. Now, how did the 4-4? Where does the 4-4 come from?
So 444 is the angel number that I've always seen since I want to say 2014, 2015 when one of my really good friends passed away. And it's like an angel protection number. So I was just like, I'm divinely protected. All my angels got me, and yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope. So did you have a name before that and then that stuck, or was it just like, no, that's what I'm running with? And
yeah, it was like, I put it, because I deleted my Instagram, didn't have one for like, I want to say like 3 years. I had a Finsta, but that doesn't count.
Right.
So I made a new one, and I was like testing out some names, but I was just like, 444 really stuck out. So might as well just take it and run with it. It sounds cool too.
Nah, it definitely does. That definitely does. Nice. Mm-hmm. How, sometimes we don't like to listen, right?
Yeah.
How important is like your opinion to your artist? Like, listen, this is what we're doing. This is how we may be doing it.
Yeah.
And we have to do it.
Right. They definitely take it into consideration, especially like when it comes down to us picking out what single we're going to drop.
Right.
Or like, oh, Tati, I didn't really like how I sounded on this. Like, what do you think I should do? But some of them piss me off, like, because they're regular people too.
Absolutely.
They got jobs, they have stuff that they have to do, like some are in school and stuff. So it's like, just gotta work with each other.
Right. How important is it when like an artist does choose you to manage their career?
How important?
Like, how does that make you feel?
It gets me excited because I feel like one thing that I definitely did struggle with in the past was like people believing in me.
Right.
So it just goes to show that like these people really believe in me, and like I'm really doing something and helping them out, which I love.
And how important is it to like really have a plan with an artist?
Very important. I like live by rollout plans. Like even for myself, like I'll make a rollout plan for like the show and stuff like that. So just gotta plan a lot. It's a lot of planning to do.
Absolutely. As a manager, have you ever had to take on a role for the bigger picture of a project?
Yes, I have. Last night, actually, I was like the video girl in this one music video, and it was definitely an experience. It was really fun. I don't know, maybe I would do it again, but I like being like the behind the scenes and like flowing.
And that was gonna lead into my next question, because in this new era, you see so many of the business people like in front of the camera, in front of like, well, how important is it for you to get the work done but stay behind the scenes?
It's very important, but I also like, one of the main things that I feel like I've lacked in was not marketing myself. So it's like, oh, like they know the name, but they don't know the face, or like they might know the face because like they'll see me somewhere, but it's like not anything where it's like they know exactly what I'm doing, exactly what this entails. Like, so I'm trying to balance it completely. And so it's like, you know who I am, but I'm not always there, you know?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Do you ever think like you want to ever switch a artist genre? Like, let's say you take an artist, right?
Yeah.
And you may say, let's jump into a whole different dynamic. How comfortable are you with that?
I would definitely feel comfortable, especially because like, I'll say Drew is very versatile.
Right.
Honestly, all of them are very versatile. Like Chastity has done some singing shit, you know. Drew too, Riz too. So it's just like whatever they're feeling like, I know I got something for them. Like it's just I studied too much for me not to have something right intact, you know?
Yeah. And you talk about studying. What's some of the things you studied?
I like to watch like interviews a lot, like just of artist managers and like people that like are in the executive branches. Like it just gives me hope because I feel like I see myself in them. And like when they talk about the stuff, like how they came up, it's just like, damn, like I'm kind of going through that too, you know?
What's some of the people you identify with?
So there's this one lady named Ebony.
Love her.
I love her.
From Atlanta. Love her. She dope.
Amazing. Definitely been following her a lot more closely as of recently.
You were saying you identify with them. How have you used their story or their advice to apply it to what you do?
Well, I really like what Ebony's doing right now with her management. It's Black woman led completely. Yeah. And that, I tried to do something like that with my 444 management page.
Absolutely.
Like, try to get more, like, women involved in this because I think we could dominate this shit.
Absolutely.
Like, blow it out the park.
I think women,
yeah.
Like, they do very great business.
Exactly.
Great business.
Exactly. So I wanted to do something like that, but I realized it was just, like, I had to find people who had the same drive and, like, really wanted to be a manager. And, like, it's kind of hard to find, but I feel like I'm going to definitely build up a team just filled with Black women.
And where does your drive come from?
My drive? Literally just my whole entire being. Like, I just need to get stuff done. Like, there's no more slacking. There's no time for any of that anymore. Like, it's just really go time. Like, I'm not playing this year.
What life-changing event or what did you go through in life that made you realize, like, you know what? I got this drive and this fire. Because just sitting in front of you, where you got a fire in your eyes about this. So, like, I want to tap more into, like, where is that drive coming from? Because you working.
Yeah. I don't really know. I feel like growing up, I was a competitive dancer. So, like, that was my drive. Like, that was my escape. And then I got injured and stopped dancing. And then I was like, I got to do something else. Like, this is getting boring. Like, I'm not going to practice every single day. I'm not doing X, Y, and Z. So I just was like, might as well tap into this. And then I fell in love. I think I fell in love with this more than dancing at that point. And I was dancing for 15 years. Wow. So, yeah.
Say the last dance.
Yeah, exactly.
You talked about, foster and being a foster child.
Yeah.
How has that helped you, like, really fit in a sense? Because people, you probably think, no, you don't feel fit out. But, like, how does that help you fit in? Because you know how to, like, deal with certain situations, or you look at life a totally different way. So how does that help you? Like, how do you use that as a positive?
I think just because I was around so many other, like, foster kids as a whole, and, like, I remember being 8 years old in my mom's, like, foster home, like, burping babies and, like, changing the diapers. And, like, one time I got a DM from a random person. She found me and she was like, you and your mom changed my life when I was little. So it's just, like, stuff like that helped me be like, like, this is real. Like,
Yeah. Damn. Talk more. Like, cause, like, that was.
Yeah.
You giving me chills. You gave me chills back over here. Like, your journey. Like, how have you looked at this journey now? Now that you're where you are in the up and coming stages, what does your journey look like?
I feel like, honestly, like, along the way, I feel like this is, like, the negative way of me dealing with things, but I just kind of block things out and I'm just, like, looking at the better picture and, like, the bigger picture and, like, just keep on going throughout this journey. Because to me, I feel like I've accomplished a lot, came up from a lot, and just consistently just, like, driving through it.
How did you get into showcase directing?
So, Mojo Beats, he's the owner of Blackwall Studio. We used to always talk on Instagram, like, just a lot. And, like, he'd be like, you got to come to this show, you got to come to this show. But I was living in Darien at the time. And it was on, like, a Wednesday. And I'm like, I got work at 7 in the morning. I'm not coming up there. Right. So I moved out to Stratford, went to a Vibe Out Wednesday. And I was just like, Mojo, like, I want to do this. And he was like, okay. So I started off, like, just being on the flyer, like, as the host. And then my title changed one day and it said showcase director. I said, Mojo, did you mean to write that? And he was like, yeah, like, that's what you are. And I'm like, okay. So, yeah. Like,
when you were coming up in those days, did you see the now?
Honestly, I feel like because I did production assistant in the past, it was just like, I always had an interest within, like, the showcase and stuff. Right. But I never thought that I was actually going to be in it every single Wednesday for a few months,
What does showcase directing entail?
Well, for what I was doing, it was, like, doing the lineup, gathering artists, getting their music sent in, making sure that things flow correctly, and just being, like, really, like, the behind the scenes person, and, like, taking videos and, like, trying to upload it to the Instagram and being like, you guys got to pop out. And a lot of people would, which was crazy.
And you made it happen.
Yeah.
And you made it happen. Yeah. Now, what do you hope what do you hope to see Connecticut like?
The scene in Connecticut?
Yeah.
I just want us to come together and connect.
Absolutely.
Honestly, because it's like, I feel like the reason why people say Connecticut isn't put on the map is partially because we don't connect with each other.
Yeah.
So how are we supposed to come up as a whole? And it's like, there's a lot of people from Connecticut that you probably wouldn't even know, like the singer Me and You, Cassie. She's from New London.
Oh wow,
Jagged
I didn't even know
Edge,
that.
New Haven.
We were talking about Jagged Edge last week.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So it's
dope.
just like we gotta do something and like make something shake because this is getting ridiculous.
Nah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Why do you think other like states could come here and benefit and we can't, and like we haven't been able to capitalize?
I think it's like everybody in the industry, like at least some of the interviews that I've seen, they will like literally shit on Connecticut. They'll be like, there's nothing out here.
Yeah.
There's like obviously a lot of opportunities. Like Rihanna went to West Hill for a little bit. She recorded upon the replay in Sanford.
Really?
we got shit.
Yo, you know some stuff like you
Yeah.
do research.
I'm not
You know,
playing,
so
you
you're
know?
not playing. Oh yeah, you know what's going on. Yo, listen, y'all better tap in with 444Tatii.
I'm
Y'all better
saying.
get in with it.
I don't know. I think that we're held back and we hold each other back. And these people, they have their fan base established wherever they're coming from, and then they come over here, and then more people jump onto like that bandwagon of wanting to like listen and like hone in onto like their sound and stuff. So
Absolutely.
yeah.
So 444Tatii, what can we expect next? What do you got in the works right now?
So I've been working on something. So I was always obsessed with 106 and Park growing up, right?
Everybody was.
Always was.
Everybody was. Top 10 countdown. You feel me? Go ahead. Yeah.
So I really wanted to be a video jockey, a VJ. So I was just like, like this would be really cool. I'm doing a show. It's called Connect 444, and I'm doing like a 106 and Park kind of style YouTube and Instagram video. I'm doing it just strictly Connecticut artists. We're doing the countdown aspect. We're doing interviews. We're doing the live performances. We're doing the sponsorships. We're doing all that.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, so look out for that this summer-ish.
That's dope.
Yes.
That's dope. Ooh, I
Yes.
can't wait for that.
I'm so excited.
You bringing our childhood back a little bit.
Yes.
That's dope. That's dope.
Thank
What
you.
is this open mic event? How's the setup for it that if artists want to join, how could they?
So for the artists, I'm coming up with a list of artists right now.
Right.
And I'm looking for more because there's a lot of artists that have really amazing music videos, and I need to tap in way more with those than just the people that I have on the list.
Absolutely.
So I'm open to taking any type of DMs, anybody who wants to put their video in it. Like, let's talk about it.
Honestly, what do you think artists need to do more of?
Honestly, I feel like marketing.
Yeah.
You gotta market yourself a little bit better. Like,
Yeah.
your music could be so dope, but like if you don't have like the right rollout plan or like marketing, like whatever to
Right.
get yourself out there, and like for people to even come from like different cities and like listen to the music, it's like you really gotta just tap in on that. Seriously.
And how do you feel like, where do you feel like the music scene is going now? Like, out of all the artists that we see in the industry or just up and coming, where do you feel like the music scene is headed?
I feel like we're gonna see a lot more drill.
Yeah.
Like just a
I'm
lot.
tired of that.
Me too.
I'm very tired.
I
of
was
that.
just saying that to one of my manager friends, and he was like, "Yeah, no, I really love how the drill music is coming up." I'm like, "Yeah, but I get tired of it. Everybody's doing
And
it."
shouts out to it. Let's not take away from it.
No, never.
But can we hear something different?
Yeah, I
Can
want to hear some real shit too. Like, I want to hear like, thank God for Chastity, because I
Yeah.
feel like she's one of those rappers that will really spit some real shit.
Yeah.
And I want to see more of that coming out because, like, like the rapper, like the female rappers with the deep voices and stuff, like that's a thing right now.
Yeah.
But I want to hear some real shit.
Absolutely. Now tell us more about you. What's something that 444Tatii likes to do, like other than managing?
Other than management, I like to listen to music. I like to write. I like to write a lot.
Where does writing take you? Where do you allow your pen to take you?
That's like another escape for sure. That the music always helped me out. Like whether I'm just like writing down like how I'm feeling or like my emotions or just something like that. Like even like poetry. Like I just like to tap into certain things. I'm constantly around all these music people. It's like might as well. No, I'm kidding. But like
What emotion has music allowed you to really tap into? Like healing, love, hurt, right? Like what emotion through music have you really been able to tap into for you to heal and be a better person?
Freedom.
That's big as hell.
Freedom.
You just threw a curveball. Elaborate. I'm saying back now. Elaborate to the talk. Speak that one.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like it's one of those things like music just kind of like will take you away, like put you in a different perspective, a different world. And it's just like, it really brings me freedom just like listening to shit. Like, especially like when I'm tapped into like some Brent Fayez, like some old school, like it doesn't matter. It's like, it's a breath of fresh air. Like I'm just like at peace, like full on meditation, you know?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
How has freedom played into your life now instead of back? Like, how have you used the freedom now to push your brand?
I feel like I just allowed myself to be in a space where it's just like more so open rather than like tight knit and like just like uptight.
Yeah.
So I had to free myself from acting so like tight up and stuff. And it just came with happiness, which is amazing.
That's dope.
And healing.
That's
so
dope.
I love it.
That's dope. With managing, has it ever got to a point where you would not manage an artist? Like what would, so people know what they're getting, what would be those, you know, hey, great to meet you, but this may not be the right thing.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely have those conversations with a lot of people. Like, just sometimes things aren't a good fit, and definitely don't take the disrespect.
Yeah.
Definitely, I can work with it, but when an artist is like coming up and like they're trying to develop themselves, or like, you know, they need more attention than like my regulars. Right. It's like, that's a little bit harder for me because I'm trying to like juggle all these different balls and like they're all kind of in like the same exact place. But yeah, it's really nothing. I don't think I've ever had to be like, I can't work with you anymore.
That's dope.
I don't think so. No.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Now, you just spoke on juggling other people.
Yeah.
What's that like? And then how do you juggle yourself and like stay centered and do the things that you gotta do for you so that you can be the best to everybody else?
I'll say within one day, I'll make sure that I call at least 3 of them. Talk to them for like an hour each. Get our goals like written down for like the next month. Yeah. Go from there. We check in. We do what we have to do. They'll hit me up. They'll call me whenever. Because I really do have time for myself. I don't know how I fit it in, but it works. Even like with working and stuff, it's like sometimes it's like kind of hard because I work with kids, so like I can't go on my phone because I gotta take care of somebody else's kid and stuff. Like I'm trying to teach, so it's not too hard. But like I've definitely gotten discouraged before, and I just had to center myself. I'm like, Tati, like this is your job. You got this. Do it. Right. Yeah.
That discouragement, and you just said you just spoke on it briefly, but what's that like? Where you know I gotta do it, I'm gonna do it. Let's make it happen. What's that mode feel like?
Honestly, it's just like that drive. Like I'll get like, ugh, and I'm just like, let's just go. Like it's like a 2-second little quick thing. I don't even pay it too much mind because I know where I need to be. Absolutely. And I know where I will be. Heavy on the will, so.
Definitely. Yeah. What can we expect from the brand of 444 Management?
A lot of different drops this year, especially with like music videos, singles, maybe some EPs, maybe an album from somebody. I can't say too much.
Absolutely. Can't not too much.
Yeah. Definitely more marketing too. I want to do some of my artists. They need a platform for them to like talk a little bit and like do like the podcast stuff. Absolutely. And more performances, and we're trying to travel. I want to get out to Florida with this.
Now, what makes you why Florida?
I have some friends out there that do management, and then an artist that actually, I met this one artist at this concert. He was opening up for Jacob Lattimore. We connected, became really good friends. He's asking me to manage him, which is crazy because like he's just been doing this since he was like 12, you know? So definitely got to go out there and tap in because there's just a lot, and he always says that, so I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Yeah. Now, not that you do more than artist management. So explain like who and all the people you are willing to manage.
What do you mean?
Outside of just their typical artists.
Oh, I would manage any type of creative. Yeah. Like you? Yeah. I manage you. Photographers for sure. Videographers. I don't know. I just feel like because we're all like in the entertainment stuff, it's not that hard to figure out like
Absolutely.
what other people need to do. And they're like, if you have a creative mind, you got this. Like, and I definitely do.
And if people want to find you, where can they find you at? And what's your Instagram, Twitter, all that good stuff?
Okay, so I just have Instagram, but my Instagram is 444Tatii. And for management questions, comments, and concerns, it's 444.mgmt.
Oh, y'all hear that? Y'all get it? Go do that.
Yes.
She's dope. With the Connect 444 show, where would it be located, and what's your target audience?
We will be located in Bridgeport, right downtown, and the target audience is Connecticut artists that are really doing things, and like, you know, those listeners that want to tap into what these creative people are doing out here. Yeah.
Now, where do you see your next move outside of the show? What do you want to do outside of that?
Outside of the show, I want to do more directing of showcases for sure. Like even do like, I really wanted to do a listening party for the artists that I'm managing and just have those people come out, and then like, you know, other performers also do something, but be like, this is who we are. Like, we're not going anywhere. We're going to be in your face.
Absolutely.
Like, we're going up.
What's some words you would give to someone who grew up in a similar situation as you, like in the foster system? What would you tell them, and what's your advice to little girls coming up who want to jump into this industry?
Honestly, never compare your situation to anything that you see on the media or anything that anybody else is going through, because you have your story, and your story is not only going to help yourself, but it's going to help another little girl or another person, because that's really what life is, and I'm coming to see that a lot right now.
Great. Boom. Episode 6, we just had 444Tatii. Hope y'all like the content. Comment, like, subscribe. Let's go. We working. Let's keep it going. Peace.